lovers, this is Heather. Nigel and I are taking the week off to do some lovey-dovey stuff, so I decided that I would make something where you guys could still hang out in the chat and we could kind of have a blast from the past nostalgia-gasm together. So just in case you're not familiar with CysterWigs After Dark relative to the other channel, which we've rebranded as Hair Kitty Kitty, or our other channel, which is the CysterWigs Classics channel, where the video I'm going to be reacting to comes from. So shameless self-promotion achieved. So anyway, got that out of the way. All right, my sponsor is me, myself, and I, and my patrons on Patreon. Oh, I did it again. I'm getting really good at this. Anyway, I am going to be reacting to a video of Bennett from Tony of Beverly that I reviewed a really long time ago. How long ago? I have to actually look at the main channel and pull this up, because even though I've hidden the videos because we're rebranding it, they're still up there, so I can still get credit for the views and stuff. Bennett, when did I make you? I made the video in 2017, February 24th of 2017, so my goodness, that was almost 5 years ago to the day. As a lot of you know, I had gastric sleeve surgery on September 9th of 2017. So this would have been before my surgery. So this is what I look like more or less before I got my gastric sleeve. And I lost 100 pounds and I've maintained that. So hooray. But yeah, you're going to see that in my face in this video, which is another reason why I chose it. It kind of shows the difference. You know, I got skin issues and stuff, but more or less you can tell that I lost weight. It's more obvious when I'm wearing hair, honestly, but I just didn't feel it today. I worked a full day. I wanted to take the wig off. Just like, this is probably TMI, but I love taking my bra off as soon as I get home. It's just like, it's just such a lovely moment. And sometimes, especially when it's hot or you've had a long day, taking the wig off, just keeping it real, is like that too. All right, whatever. Let's react a little bit to Bennett, and I'll pause it periodically to talk about some of the stuff that's going on in the video.
Hi there, wig lover. This is Heather from CysterWigs.com, and today I'm bringing you a multi-angled review. Part of this will be indoors, part of it will be outdoors. This is of the Griffen by Tony of Beverly. I just want to be right up front, get straight to the point. I think Griffen is perfect. I think this wig is perfect in terms of...
So you might be like, Heather, you don't sell Tony of Beverly anymore. Do you still feel this way about this wig? I mean, I would definitely ask that question if I knew that information about the situation, etc. So a little backstory for anybody who wasn't around back then. At the time, we had just brought Tony of Beverly into the store. So I was still in the process of adding all their products to the store because we used to carry them. And I was adding like all their color swatches and stuff, which by the way, were really difficult to put together. They have a lot of colors that are very similar, and making the color swatches was pretty labor intensive. But anyway, I digress. I do still love Griffen. I think that this wig has beautiful layering, absolutely stunning layering. I think that the cap is really good. It's a beautiful cap that is very comfortable on. Now, of course, I had no hair at the time. I've got a little bit of hair now because I'm growing it out to demo toppers later on this year. But, you know, it fits pretty great over a big bald head. Which is what my scenario was. And that's part of the reason why I was so in love with it. And again, I think it's a very flattering cut. I'm going to go on about what I like about it. I'll let you know if any of that stuff changed, in my opinion. But for the most part, I still really think this is a beautiful wig. I didn't stop carrying Tony of Beverly because of necessarily quality. It was because they wouldn't let me run coupons. I've been pretty transparent about that. I made a whole video about it when I took them off the site. It was my choice. I like to be able to run coupons periodically. And, you know, you probably noticed that in response to the industry getting tighter about their coupon policies across all the brands, I've started making more of my own stuff because I like giving people, you know, some options with the price point. We'll put it that way. So let's go back to the video, shall we?
Hand-tied, lace front, long, curly wigs. I think you'd be very hard-pressed to find something better than Griffen. And I don't say that lightly. I mean, I like this one better than I like Adriana by John Renault. I like this one best of all the long curly styles I think I've ever tried in a synthetic wig. It's just perfect.
Again, it's a great wig. It is. I like Griffen more than I like Bennett. That's me. I like this one better than Bennett, and Bennett's like they're the one everyone knows from Toady of Beverly when it comes to their 100% hand-tied wigs. But I love Griffen. I think that it's just so flattering and so femme. You know, I'm a hormonally intersexed woman, and so I've been on spironolactone, which is an androgen blocker, but it's also like a blood pressure med. I've been on that for like the better part of a decade, more than a decade actually. You know, otherwise I get all kinds of side effects like facial hair and cystic acne because I have PCOS. Also, my body takes on kind of like a gourd shape. It's like not the most feminine of silhouettes, shall we say. And so I've been on kind of like a medical odyssey to try to lose weight, and at some point in my life I want to get plastic surgery to kind of like get rid of skin. I'm like Rocky the Flying Squirrel at the moment, you know? And I would really like to just kind of like be like pow, pow, with like a super snatched waist, but that will never happen either because, as I mentioned, hormonally intersex. So because I had a lot of testosterone in my system when I hit puberty, my bone structure is a little bit on the big side, and that includes my rib cage. My rib cage is actually kind of flared out at the bottom, so I've been told that I'm never really going to have it super snatched, but whatever, right? Like, I just want to get it to the point where I'm like, okay, I'm cool with this frame, right? Because I want to look more feminine, and I think that's part of the reason why I love Griffen. It's so stinking femme. It really is.
Perfect. The color, as I mentioned, is Rooted Hot Cocoa, and I will discuss this in a little bit more detail in the outdoor portion of the shoot because I think it shows up even better in the natural light.
I talk really fast sometimes. And not only that, but I'm also noticing the room behind me, the curtains and all that stuff. That's actually Nigel's bedroom in England. And one thing you may not know if you haven't ever spent any time in England is that they don't put screens on their windows. So the window behind me is open. I believe it's open because it got really hot in here doing the shoots. And there's no screen. It's just open. I live in Georgia. I think that the insect world would take over the house if I didn't have screens on the window. I mean, I think I've had a really persistent shield bug. Literally, it's February, and I've had a shield bug kind of sitting on my window screen over here for like the better part of 3 days while I've been working. I think we have an understanding.
0.62 ounces, which is really light for a wig that has this much body and bounce to it and is this incredibly long. And I think part of the reason for her lightweight is because she's got a 100% hand-tied cap, which is excellent. It's a wonderful hand-tied cap. But also because despite the body, the volume, and the texture, there's actually kind of natural volume going on here on Griffen. I mean, she's just as voluminous as you would expect any hair with this kind of texture to have, but on top, very natural density. Now, this is definitely not one I would recommend to people who, you know, have very petite features and don't like a lot of hair, because straight up this will feel like a lot of hair if you're very, very slight. But on somebody like me, with a bigger frame, this wig looks dynamite. I'm so in love with Griffen. I have decided to keep Griffen.
I am so damn cheesy. I'm so happy you guys love me because sometimes when I watch these videos, I'm sure everyone gets like this once in a while. I mean, I have pretty healthy self-esteem, but sometimes when I watch these old videos, I go, oh, God. It's cringy, but you know, it's still fun. I'm still enjoying this, so let's keep going.
I will continue to buy Griffen. I'm very excited about this particular wig. Let's talk some specs. The front on Griffen is anywhere from 8 to 9 inches. It totally depends on where you measure, but it's definitely long, definitely meant to be swept off to the side. Though you could always have a stylist cut a bang into it if you like. The crown down is 13 inches. There you go. The sides are 12 to 13, so she's very layered.
So I'm watching myself play with the hair, which was like a complete exercise in narcissism, right? But is it just me, or do you want to like play with your hair? Like, I don't even have hair on right now, and I just kind of want to play with hair because I'm watching somebody on the screen play with hair. Or maybe it's literally just because I'm watching myself play with hair. I don't know. Please let me know. I'm curious to know if this is like a shared thing.
Way prettier, way prettier in person than the manufacturer photos. If you couldn't tell, looks great in person. The hair texture on these Tony Beverly wigs is very baby fine denier, really luxe, just very pretty. And another thing I want to mention about the Tony Beverly hand-tied caps is the coverage on the sides is impeccable.
Like, you can see I've shaved my head, and I bet I'm going to mention that in a second. I haven't watched this in years, so, but I'm just that predictable, you know? You can see that even my sideburn area is shaved. Nigel used to help me shave my head, and it was kind of like a bonding thing. I hope to go back to that. I think he's actually looking forward to it. It's kind of sweet. But I want to start shaving my head again once I'm done with the topper reviews. But I really want to make sure that I'm demoing the toppers in person. I've been wearing them around because toppers can really pull your hair and they can be very uncomfortable. So wearing them to me is very important because then I can actually give people like adequate representation, accurate feedback on what they feel like on.
This is all the wig, except this little bit down here. And on this side, this little teeny bit right here, all this is the wig. Right? That's awesome. I can't stop staring at myself in the mirror behind this camera, and that's always a good sign. She has a beautiful cap, hand-tied lace front, hand-tied monofilament top, wonderful monofilament features on these Tony Beverly wigs.
One of the biggest reasons why I loved Griffen so much was because she had that beautiful layering on the sides. I mean, I don't sell these things, but I'm still going to tell the truth. It's a beautiful wig, and the way that it's cut was just really flattering. It gave my face a real frame, so you can probably see that. Side note, my makeup has gotten significantly better. I do really still like all these products, and my eyebrows look pretty great in here. I don't know, I like the way I did my brow here, but I definitely think my makeup game is better these days. I mean, sometimes it's hit or miss because I try to get a little adventurous and swing for the fences, but I was really playing it safe back then, and I really think that I've gotten better since then. Though my nails look good.
Really luscious. I mean, you could see it's not super thick, and it might even look sparse in the camera, but when I put it on, it won't look sparse. It's just got a very light, natural hair density. And in fact, let me just go ahead and put this back on. Now the lace front on these Tony Beverly hand-tied wigs, or any of their wigs with a lace front, it's going to be a contoured lace front, which I find always looks a little bit more natural.
I just still think this wig is really beautiful. Like, just seeing all the layers, it's so romantic. Like, it's a really pretty wig.
This lace front up close. I mean, that's an impeccable lace front. I could not be happier, so. Alright, that's enough of this. Let's go to the outdoor portion of this video. So this is what Griffen looks like on, and she's kind of amazing. Right? This is awesome hair. I really like this one. Like, look how pretty these layers are. I'm kind of dying here. This is. I didn't plan on keeping any of these review wigs. I might keep this one though. It's pretty It's pretty fantastic. So, you know what, before I fuss with it anymore, and before the wing kicks back up, you know, because it's England, let me go ahead and do a little turn for you so you can see what Griffen looks like on all sides. So I give this one a double thumbs up. I think this is a stellar, gorgeous hand-tied wig, and even though she's a little snug on me, it's not uncomfortable. Feels very secure, like the wind blowing is not going to do anything to it even without a wig grip on. It fits me really well. But, you know, if you've got a really big head, stay away, because this isn't going to stretch much for you. Should fit everyone else like a glove. Griffen, gorgeous color, rooted hot cocoa.
Okay, so I want to tell you a little bit about Nigel and Nigel's role in this video, because he was right there alongside me the whole time. So when you're trying to marry somebody from another country, it's a really long process. And, you know, if you're really in it to win it, it takes years, not months, but years. And in our case, you know, there was a lot of going literally physically back and forth between the two countries and visiting each other and reaffirming that this is actually a path we wanted to go down. So this is the penultimate time that I went to England. So I went again in 2018. And so this is before my sleeve surgery. The second time I went after. So there's definitely a difference. My body started to change really quickly. I really, really miss England. No lie, I miss it. I don't like how small all the houses are. You guys live in tuna cans compared to the United States. Like, we do not know how good we have it here, really, in terms of having space and all having separate houses. I mean, it's something that, you know, they don't really do that often in other countries, and it's kind of a privilege when they do. But you know what? It's so beautiful. It almost doesn't matter. England is beautiful. And where Nigel lives, it's like seaside and then bucolic wonderland on the other side. It's crazy. It's so beautiful. And not to say that Georgia's not beautiful. And Ohio is certainly beautiful. That's where I'm originally from. And Ohio is gorgeous, particularly in the fall. I've been to Maine, which is beautiful. There are just lots of places that are beautiful here. But there's something about England that's just a little bit like a fairy tale book. You know, it's if you go to the right places, like, what's the place? Cockington. Cockington is like literally like this, it's so postmodern, really. It's like this fake, like, medieval village that was built by Victorians. And it's so perfect. It's so beautiful. Like, that's the kind of crap you find in England. Like, model towns. Like, Babbacombe has a really famous, like, model city. Or, you know, like, miniatures. You know, miniature city, whatever. It's so cool. I've been to it. It's funny. It's funny. There's a lot of humor in British culture that you just don't get here. We take ourselves and everything about America very seriously. And sometimes that's necessary, but sometimes you have to laugh. And English people really know how to laugh, which is something I really miss. They drink a lot more than we do, though. I mean, I know I'm on my second one, but I swear, some of Nigel's friends can really hold it down. Like, I'm super, super lightweight by comparison. Like, this is literally my second drink, and the only thing in here is Grand Marnier, and lots of, like, grapefruit juice, I think. It's nice. Nigel came up with this. It's inspired. He's so good at that stuff. Anyway, Nigel's role. I'm rambling. This is what happens, right? So Nigel is actually right behind the camera. He's making sure that it doesn't blow over, basically, because it's so funny. We had to ship all of my equipment to me, and all of these wigs we had to ship to me from Athens, Georgia to Nigel's hometown in the UK. And we had to lug all that stuff into the hotel, and the hotel rooms are smaller over there. This was like a really nice hotel room, though. It was quite spacious because this was like an old Victorian hotel, and this was kind of like the penthouse suite a bit. Because we knew we needed all that equipment. We had the camera and all that stuff. So if you ever try to take this stuff on the road, no, you're going to need like a minivan at the very least, or like a really good station wagon, because you need space to lug all that stuff around. So we had all these wigs, and I was like, well, let's let's make it count. Let's make them really pretty. So Nigel would style them. He would change the parts, he would comb them, he would make sure they looked okay. If they needed washing, he would make sure that they were dry before he handed them to me. He kind of like acted like the production assistant a bit. And it worked out really well. So when I think about this video, I think about how sweet that was, that he was right there helping out the whole time. You know, I've not had a whole lot of people in my childhood in particular who were very like genuinely supportive. They were supportive in their own ways, you know, and I value that. But Nigel's like all in. He is all in. And that's something he deserves a lot of credit for, I think.
And then there's that lace front. Beautiful lace fronts on these Tony of Beverly wigs, by the way. So I'm Heather from CysterWigs.com. That's CYSTERWIGS.com, bringing you wig reviews wherever I go, which is no small feat. It's very expensive to bring these all over the place, so trust, this takes a lot of work. If you really like what we do, make sure you check out our wig store. It's www.CYSTERWIGS.com.
All right, well, let me go ahead and roll the Patreon roll here. These are all the folks that enable me and Nigel, so thank you. We appreciate you very much. I recently just got a new computer. Flappy, 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 flap. I just got a new computer. Well, it's like a new used computer. It's a refurb. It's a 2020. I'm talking about my computer like it's a car now. Ugh. Might as well have been though. I told my Patreon folks all about it, but I went ahead and got a double monitor for it, so I'll just go ahead and pivot. This is what my new rig is gonna look like. I also got a new light that I heartily endorse, and that is what I'm trying to hook up maybe this weekend. I don't know. Nigel promises that he will bring this drink recipe for the next live stream. It's lovely. I don't know what he wants to call it, but it's delightful. And other than that, that's it. Thank you so much for watching. If you want to see the actual video of Bennett, I will try to put that in the description of this video, so that way you can just link directly to it. And if you've not heard of the Classics channel, you wondered where the heck all of my original videos went, they're moving over there. We're releasing one new old one, I detect a theme, every day. We'll see how it goes. But that's it. I got nothing else to say. Until next time, have a great night, everybody, and we'll see you next week. Bye-bye.